On Skype is Yves Di Maria, who is the head of global partnerships. Hutchison operates under the brand 3 in Europe and in Asia. And I wanted to have a little bit of a conversation today around what they're doing. And they use a Google carrier channel where they showcase a set of apps. And from full disclosure, Hutchison and appbackr are working together. But Yves is really here to talk about the opportunity, to put it in Tomer's terms, that he saw, and some of the challenges. The cost of recruitment of apps has made it difficult for many carriers to decide to embark on having a store or to sustain them effectively. And yet the opportunity to have a relationship directly with the customer is something which is critically important. And Yves with us to talk a little bit about how he sees the opportunity and how he sees the challenge. Hey Yves, how are you? Yves, hang on 1 second.
Everyone get off the network. That's right.
Yves, can you hear us okay?
Absolutely.
Terrific. Well, first of all, thanks very much. Yves is with us from London, I believe. So appreciate you joining us late. And next year, you're definitely going to be at the retreat, I understand.
Yeah, I'm so glad I wanted to be with you today.
Well, thanks for doing it by Skype. The sound won't be perfect. I wanted to see if you could just take it from the perspective of challenge and opportunity, and how you approach it as a company, and how you view app discovery and the importance in terms of the relationship with your customers.
Absolutely, thank you for that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a guest today. So before I start, I will just give you a quick summary of who I'm working for. So I'm working for Hutchison. We are present in 7 markets, mainly in Europe, Hong Kong and Australia. We have 31 million customers, so we're actually a small operator. We are overperforming on Apple iOS share in our portfolio compared to the market, so we have more than 40% sales of Apple. And with Android, we are actually in line with the market, so we are selling more or less 55% of what we sell is Android. And our positioning is on all-you-can-eat data, so it's unlimited data. This is how we position ourselves in our market. So there's no cap. People are free. We are the internet or data internet company. So that sets the scene. And our problem is that our revenues, our total revenues, are going down. It's actually it's a big dip. So all the money today is going in the pocket of Apple and is going in the pocket of Google and developers, of course. So basically, as a carrier, we're actually seeing our revenues disappear. And when we started to discuss with Trevor, we thought, okay, how can we be innovative in the world of apps? Because we believe the answer is not in carriers developing apps. We would be terrible at that. We actually believe in the market. We believe in the passion and in the skills of millions of developers to do that job. So we don't believe in us actually creating apps. So we want to tap and reach all developers. So that's why we are working at appbackr today. So what we want to do, our strategy today is to provide a platform for distribution. So the carrier, we believe and we hope, we still have a role to play. And we want to give our customers access to billions of apps. So I believe Tomer from Quixie wants to address that as well. And I guess that he convinced you that this is what he's doing in Quixie. So what we're doing is we're taking a slightly different approach. So we still want to take our customers by the hand an app on the phone that people can use and actually surf and search apps. So the strategy we have today is, okay, let's still curate a little bit the apps we have on the market and present them to our customers. So we are moving from this world of carriers, walled garden, we do everything for the customers, towards like a free world that customers are free and happy to discover the apps themselves. So our customers are still not ready for that. So we still want during that transition to take them by the hand. So that's what we want to do. So we want to, we also want to be received as innovative. So we want to cherry pick the nice apps that are on the market and present them to our customers. And the tool we're using today is called the operator channel, which is actually a store within Google Play. So Google owns the Google Play channel, and within the Google Play channel there is a tile that is dedicated to us. And I guess some of the US operators actually are using that as well. So we're still old style in terms of we still believe we have a role to play. We want to pre-select the apps that we are recommending to our customers. And today we have a couple of projects running. I believe that in the UK we have projects running with appbackr, and the team actually we are discussing in how to expand that across all our markets. So that's what we want to do. We want to be in contact with all the developers, and appbackr allows us to do that. So if we want to reach these developers, we have a tool to do that. appbackr provides us as well something very important, which is the reporting. Google is not providing any sort of reporting, at least to the carriers. So we are playing tennis in the dark. So we don't know who is downloading what, or with appbackr platform we can actually do that. And because we also believe that we have to make money out of it, actually monetizing the free apps, because we provide this channel every developer to be promoted on our channel. Ultimate goal, what we want to do is to be as innovative. So with this tool, we can check the best apps. We can filter, we can search, we can analyze the ratings, and then cherry pick these apps and provide them to our customers. The next stage for us is to actually have a process that actually refresh all the apps all the time, every week. So we provide sort of fresh updates. So for the moment, that's step one of monetization for us. We may move to an app recommendation engine, or actually, or like what appfire is doing as well. But for the moment, this is where we stand.
That's great. That's great. You have questions, yeah?
So it'd be interesting for the group to hear a little more about the details around working with Google Play to create the store within a store, so to speak, in terms of what level of support do they provide to narrow down that funnel of apps, or is it just basically allowing you to put up a sign and then you have to do the rest with partners? And also, do they then flow that 30% or minus transaction fees to you if you have a store within their store?
Yves, I'm not sure if you heard all of that, but that was Chris from GameStop and asking a little bit about the process of what it was like working with Google. What kind of constraints do they place, and then also about the revenue sharing that exists with Google.
Okay. Hi Chris, very good question. I'm not sure how deep I can cover this topic. So Google is extremely interested in pushing the Android platform. So they are really supporting carriers in providing models for us to monetize. So, and this is something that Apple is obviously not doing. So Google is actually investing today money in helping the carriers for sure evangelize the Android platform. So that's for sure. So they're doing it in the US and they're doing it with us as well. And it's not specific. This is a overall global initiative that Google and the Android team is fulfilling. In terms of constraints, they are very clear. They are happy to support, but they are not happy to disclose. So from day one, the carriers we are willing to see everything. So what is going on our network, how many apps, who's doing what, and this is something that Google is not willing to share, at least for the moment with us. So we need to find ways to actually try to do it ourselves. And this is what, these SDKs that we ask developers to put in their code help us do. Because this is something that Google is not really willing to do. So they're providing the Google Analytics obviously to the developers, but they're not doing anything like this for carrier. So we are kind of blind in terms of number of downloads that are actually happening on our network. Did I address your question?
Yeah, that was the first one. The second one was the flow through of the revenue sharing.
Can you talk about revenue sharing between Hutchison and Google?
No, I'm not allowed.
I think the main thing too that probably everybody in this room knows is that Google does share revenue with carriers,
right,
and a decent part of that versus Apple doesn't at all. On the carrier channel, it's something they offer to all carriers. It's just on your standard device, there's a tile that says if you're on Sprint, it's Sprint, so everybody can leverage that store within the store as a carrier.
Did you have a question?
No, well, I had a question on more on the cherry picking.
Okay.
And is that you that provided the functionality?
Yeah. Yeah.
But just to understand how they do
Yeah.
that.
So, and Louise asking from Sprint, just asking a little bit about the cherry picking of apps and how we do that, and I'll let Yves answer. I can fill in as well.
So is the question how we select the apps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we select the apps, we're just starting. So how we select the apps is based on an app score. So it's a set of what we want, because we're carriers, we want to provide quality. So basically what we are looking at is how many stars, I'm going to be very specific here, how many stars did or does the app have in the Google Play channel. So it goes from 1 to 5. We're not going to go under 5. So we are using this filter that appbackr provides. Okay, what after that app that you get a 5-star rating? What are the apps that get many reviews? So I'm not interested in apps with maybe 1-star rating. And then obviously we are interested in both apps that are really downloaded a lot, but if they are actually having a lot of reviews and also an average rating of more than 4.5, they will be selected. And what we do as well, we actually test the apps before we promote it. So we're not giving full flexibility, and we actually really want to use the appbackr platform to pre-select a number of apps that are actually fulfilling these criteria. So more than 4.5, mainly 5 reviews, a lot of reviews as well, and that's basically it. And there are so many of them. I am surprised every day to see the number of good quality apps that are on the market. But how do these developers tell the world that it's there? That must be so frustrating, because what do they do? And one way of collaboration is working, and we really hope we can make a difference for these developers. And I'm not talking about the big guys, don't read the room as well today, but all the other people who actually develop good quality applications. So it's still a very manual process for the moment. And I'm sure that as we learn and as the technology evolves, that we will be able, or maybe Trevor and his team will be able to develop like smart algorithm. I know that we're working on that to actually quick select for the carrier and support already apps. So it, we don't do much time on that. So very manual process for the moment, and we also use the app score from appbackr.
So I'll just quickly add, and I can talk about this with folks later as well. So we have an algorithm which Yves was discussing, which scores every app 1 to 10. And then on top of that, Yves has given us a set of constraints or filters for app criteria that he's looking for. We're doing the same thing for Intel and Tizen. So it's a custom algorithm. And basically what the developer is getting is that are selected is the chance to get featured on the Hutchison 3's carrier channel. And in exchange for that, they're agreeing to have an SDK embedded in their app. So we can track engagement, opens, closes, all sorts of different parameters. And we can use that then to refine which apps we provide. Basically, 3 has 2 options with us. One is to use the apps that we've selected, and they can select any of the ones that they want. And then they can also make offers through our communication platform on Exchange to developers who are not already in our system. So, Yves, yeah, please. We should.
Our ultimate goal is basically if we could find ourselves in a position where we can deflect all the developers to appbackr and say, if you want to do business with us, I mean, just make sure that you're connected to the platform, then you use the SDK, and then and tell us how much money you are happy to give for the promotion. So basically, we don't have to start, connecting with the entire world. We both have a platform that does that for us. So that is my vision for, and I guess that will be something that we have to do throughout 2013 with Trevor and his team.
So Yves, thank you very much for taking the time to be with us, and it was extremely informative, and we all appreciate it very much. Look forward to seeing you when you're in the States in a couple weeks.